X Legacy Collection.
Alright. Come on. Alright. Let's get the stream up and running. Alright. A bit discombobulated, but we got there. Alright. Also, something for the people who watch the stream archives, because once again, I just put out the notification, so I don't expect people to be in here already. By just pressing X on my controller, I can switch it to the Japanese version. That doesn't always make it, the ROMs in some of these are not one-to-one with their original Japanese counterparts, and I'll point out where they're different with the games it applies to. But just know if you want, say for instance, Rockman X2, but you want Mega Man X3, well, it saves which one you want. And I like that it changes the icon that it displays as well. As you can see, the Japanese version displays Rockman X as one word, but the English version, at least for the Super Nintendo trilogy, still separates Mega and Man. Meanwhile, with Mega Man X4 onwards, it then becomes stylized as one word again. It's very confusing. I don't know why they do it. In fact, most people still spell it as two different words. That's why I've had all my stream titles be Mega Space Man X instead of Mega Man X as one word. Even though that's how I personally prefer to spell it. But just for the sake of more people being able to easily find the stream, I put it as Mega Space Man. Alright. But I digress. Alright, just a few more minutes and we'll be able to hop in. I have been kind of diverting my attention away. I ordered myself some dinner, and hopefully I should be done streaming by the time it gets here, but if not, oops, I might have to pop out for a minute and grab it. I've been texting with my coworkers, figuring out, what time we're coming in and all that fun stuff tomorrow, and the weather's going to be very, very cold. So we're figuring out if people need rides and whatnot. Other than that, I've gotten into Rhythm Heaven recently. There's, I want to say only 3 Rhythm Heaven games, one of which didn't even come out in America. It's Rhythm Tengoku on the Game Boy Advance, which never came out in America. Rhythm Heaven, or Rhythm Tengoku Silver, on the Nintendo DS, which is the one that I've been playing. And then Rhythm Heaven Fever, or Rhythm Tengoku Gold, or whatever it's called in Europe. It's something goofy. It's like Feel the Beat or something, Beat the Beat or something. It's something really silly. But they have that. And then we just haven't heard much of anything from the series. and that makes me sad. But also, apparently I'm terrible at them. And, like, I'd like to think that I have a sense of rhythm. I have been a performer since middle school. In the year 21XX, all the Mavericks have been neutralized thanks to the effort of a Reploid scientist named Dr. Doppler. Using his neurocomputer, he has been able to suppress any abnormal behavior in the Reploids and prevent them from going berserk. So, many of the most advanced Reploids have gathered near their new mentor and founded Doppeltown, a perfect utopian community. This game gets hit kinda hard with the poor translation. With Dr. Doppler guiding them, the world seemed ready to enter a new golden age. Mainly because they inadvertently spoil events that happen later, after a few months. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. The Mavericks, who were supposed to have been neutralized by the neurocomputer, suddenly appeared and began to riot. At Maverick Hunter headquarters, all the intelligence indicated that Dr. Doppler was the mastermind behind the invasion. Who would have guessed Dr. Doppler was evil? He just wanted to control all the Mavericks. Soon, the call went out to X and Zero to destroy the invading Mavericks and to bring Dr. Doppler to justice. Maverick Hunter X and Zero, dispatch! So, fun fact, this was the first mainline Mega Man X game not produced in-house by Capcom. A few hours later, emergency contact was made by the headquarters of Maverick Hunter. That's such an awkward way to say that. Also, in the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, and Windows versions, this intro, this is the headquarters of Maverick Hunter. This entire intro is swapped out for a pre-rendered video, and it's so nice. We are under attack from the Doppler force. All units return to base immediately and return fire. We don't know who that voice is. Or we do, and I just don't remember who it is. Yes, this was not made in-house by Capcom, but instead, was made by Minakuchi Engineering. Does it hold up? Compared to all the previous and future Mega Man X games? Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Yes, so the audio, a bit of the resolution, because, once again, the Super Nintendo had a weird internal resolution. As well as the Maverick intros and intro stage. X, I'll clear out the enemies out here. You go ahead and deal with the ones inside. Music, Maverick intros, and the game intro. I don't think the endings got anime FMV sequences. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure those are just the same as the Super Nintendo version. Right. So this game actually introduced quite a few concepts that would be used later on in the series. And oh god, it's not again. Mac, where have you been? Oh no. You're far too trusting, X. I'm now a member of Doppler's army. You will make a fine addition to our forces once you have been shown the true destiny of the Reploid race. I was going to make him sound like Quark from Ratchet and Clank, but then I remembered I don't remember what Quark sounds like. Right. So this is one thing that's new. We now have access to Zero. As you can, not 2, but 3 jerk. 3 buster shots, the third of which being his trusty Z-Saber. And here we have very annoying spike balls. Luckily, they do not kill you in one hit. And that's very important for something that I will discuss later. Right. Outta here, Mac. That well-established character that wasn't just introduced for this game. Are you okay, X? Thanks, Zero. I'm okay. I'll check around headquarters again. Be on your guard, X. Also, I just realized we're going to have more Mavericks, or I guess, yeah, Mavericks, that I'm going to have to voice over in this game. And if I reuse voices before, oh well, they're just for this one game. You know, who says that Mavericks can't have the same voice chip recycled from a different, you know, destroyed Reploid? You know, people can sound similar, why can't why can't Mavericks? Right, this dude, I'm sure it has a name, but I just call it scrap metal. And with that, we now start Mega Man X3. Looks like we've swept most of the enemies. Out of here. I'll go back and check on headquarters. Call me if you need me. See you later, X. And Zero's not kidding. We really can call him at any point. You know, maybe he'll give us some nice insight on the stage. Maybe he'll tell us where something is. Or maybe we'll be able to play as him. I guess we'll just have to test it out and see. But enough talk. Here comes a new challenger. Blizzard Buffalo. And if you're playing the Sega Saturn version, it then becomes Blizzard Buffalo. So, a lot of people give this game a bad rap, particularly the Super Nintendo version, because, with the Super Nintendo sample-based sound chip, and only having so much data on a cartridge, wonder what that's about. Anyway. They say a lot of the songs sound very samey. I, however, disagree. Mainly because ever since I started this friggin' marathon, I have had this game's soundtrack stuck in my head the entire time. And the urge to just hum it while I'm going through these games has been something that I've had to fight because I don't want people to be annoyed. Anyway, so, how do we call Zero? Well, you just press one of the triggers and... X, I'm on my way. Alright, now we can play Zero. He doesn't have his double jump from other games, but he still has everything that he had in the opening stage. So, let's go. Zero! I'll handle this. Huh. Okay, I guess Zero can't fight the boss. This was a very short stage, by the way. Huh. No, I'm just kidding. Like Mega Man X2 and X1, we have mini-bosses, but this time, they have their own little rooms. Unfortunately, we didn't get anybody. Or, rather, fortunately, because, well, we'll get into it. But, here's a little, alcove that seems to hold nothing. I wonder if that'll become relevant later. Oh well, so many mysteries, not enough time. Let's keep going. I wonder why they call it Blizzard Buffalo. Oh, that's why. See, because the stage has a blizzard in it. No, it's clever, I swear. Also, I love this, like, waltz that Blizzard Buffalo gets. Overall, I do prefer the... come on. The Red Book audio... I'm going to die if I'm not careful. The Red Book audio of the Sega Saturn and... Nope, I need that. Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and Windows versions. But overall, I would say it's an admirable attempt that the Super Nintendo does. You're joking, right? Alright. Oh, dang it! I was trying to avoid falling in that pit. You know, obviously, because falling in pits is generally not advised. Anyway, maybe Zero will have an easier time with... Oh. Yeah, so you can switch between X and Zero in this game, but you can only do it once per stage. Even dying doesn't reset that. But speaking of dying, do not die as Zero. Whatever you do. I know you'll probably want to use Zero, especially in the early game, because he has so much more health, and he does a lot more damage. But trust me, you do not want to get caught dying as Zero. Because if you do, you then permanently lose access to him. Unless you unless you reload your save from before Zero died. Not ideal. Also, listen to this music. So you might wonder why it sounds that crunchy. And fun fact, we actually have a few prototypes of this game that answers that. This was supposed to use a different sound font. They erroneously stored it as a music track when I believe the previous X games stored their Dr. Light theme as a sound effect. So because of that, it uses the wrong sound font. But I digress. Enter this capsule, X. Take this leg upgrade. The upgrade will enhance your mobility in the air. You will be able to dash left, right, or even straight up into the air. I pray you will use this ability for good, Mega Man X. Do not dash upward into crime. I don't know. Later X games and Maverick Hunter X always made a point of ending off Dr. Light's like messages of, I hope you will use this power for good, X. And so anytime like It's just like, oh, you can jump twice in the air. I hope you use this ability for good, X. Let me just get rid of these guys real quick. Excuse me. Get rid of these guys real quick. And now we have I almost called it an energy tank. It's because of the E. A sub-tank. Works just like it did in any other Mega Man X game. They reinvented things, but obviously they have some things that stay the same. Just like the fact that I just run into enemy projectiles when I feel like it, because I want to be cool. Also, I'm so sorry, I'm just now realizing that, because this stage has a blizzard effect, it's probably tanking the bitrate. Also, wow, that enemy did a lot of damage. Excuse me. There are some things about the level design of this game that I'm not a huge fan of. One of them is there's a lot of jerkish enemy placement, we'll call it. Things like you have to either wait for that enemy to stop shooting. Ooh, let me get some health. Because now we're actually at the boss door. Mega Man? Hello? I don't have any extra lives, otherwise I would just die to the boss and come back. Come on. There's something I was saying. Can't die to the boss and respawn with full health. So that's why I'm grinding this. If anybody in chat remembers what I would say, or what I was saying, a little nudge in the right direction would be greatly appreciated. Right. So, once again, for all of these Mega Man X games, I'm just working off of... You're joking. Come on. There we go. Why is that so strong? I'm just working off of my memory. So if this isn't the optimal boss route, I'm sorry. You know, we'll just experience the game as if we're playing for the first time, even though I know where everything is. The only thing that I looked up, aside from, you know, looking at some of the beta stuff. Ah, no! Dang it. And that's why I don't use the upwards air dash in this fight. Because it isn't the most helpful. I'll just say that. It's way too slow. It has way too much startup for my liking. There we go. Actually playing this smartly. Yeah, no, the prototype that was found and dumped actually has a lot of interesting things hidden in the files. Oops. Guess we'll have to try it again. A lot of early sprites. And funnily enough, the blunder with Dr. Light's music, one is actually fixed in the, wasn't screwed up when those builds were made, so we can actually hear what it's supposed to sound like. But there's another thing that I'm pretty convinced was, you know, was screwed up by the time of the final, and it just never got fixed. And I'll make sure to point it out when we get there. Also, yeah, I don't know why, I am terrible at fighting Blizzard Buffalo. Anyway, so we'll save Zero for after the mini-boss store. Alright. Now let's call in our good buddy Zero. X, I'm on my way. This was the first time we got to play as anybody other than X in the series. Dang it. Yeah. Does Zero not fill your sub-tanks when you get health with him? Huh. I'm gonna have to double check that with the health pickup up here. Yeah, wow. Any health that Zero gets just doesn't go into X's sub-tank. It was the first instance of more than one playable character. It was the first instance of being able to switch out characters on the fly. Something that wouldn't come back until Mega Man X6. No, not X6, X7. Oh, also I didn't show what happens when you get to a Dr. Light capsule with Zero. I believe it just doesn't work. Like, you have to switch to X. Zero! I'll handle this! Oh, but of course that health I picked up for Zero doesn't even go into X's health. Of course, why wouldn't it? That would be too easy. But like, a lot of the prototype assets use very early, or not very early. I don't want to make it sound like it was like a pre-alpha that we got our hands on. Uses earlier, very janky and stiff sprites for a lot of the Mavericks. Good old Blizzard Buffalo here included. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Well, I'd rather take the damage from the little ice chunk than Blizzard Buffalo himself. He does a bit more damage. Oh, we got this! We got this! Did I even die that run? I don't think I died to him. So maybe I'm getting better, or maybe I just got lucky. Alright. Also, this wireframe effect was very unfinished in the, specifically the August prototype that we found. You get Frost Shield. I mean, that looks more like a frost spike than a frost shield, but go off. Alright. Now, I want to say next I fight Tunnel Rhino. Or, excuse me. Next we fight Tunnel Rhino. I have not gotten the minimal backtracking run for this game memorized, so there's probably going to be a decent bit of backtracking, more so than there were in the previous games. So can't wait for that. In fact, let's try using our frost shield. Oh, that's neat. Still not a shield, though. Right, anyway, goofy name aside. One thing I think I only briefly mentioned in the first Mega Man X game, but have yet to fully address, is the Mavericks have a different name in Japan. Pretty much all of them do, except for, like, Sigma. I already pointed out Vile is then Vava. Or I guess Vava is Vile, considering the Japanese version came first. Also, jerk move. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of later in the stage. So what they want you to do is hug the wall to go down. Makes sense. But later that's not going to be the case. Or later they're going to turn that on its head and try to get you killed. A beginner's trap, especially if they do not hug the wall, and just fall down. Because really, these ones are very annoying. Yeah, because when they die, they shoot out both of their spikes, and their singular spike shots can block your projectiles. Is there something down here? No. Ah, nice. Of course, I would have known that that was coming with all the space that I had. Also, we have another rock with ropes suspending it, meaning that we can't go over there. I wonder how we're supposed to get that. But yeah, that. If you fall down because there is a rock chasing you, and it seems right that you would, run from it, or fall, as you saw, clinging on to the thing. Oops. I'm terrible at fighting this thing, by the way, so fully expect me to die. Somehow its shockwave can hit you even when you're connected to the wall, which I never really understood. Like that, see? Like, when it hits the wall, that makes sense. Also, nice checkpoint placement, y'all. We have my favorite enemies. Yeah, a lot of beginners traps in Tunnel Rhino's stage that I'm not a big fan of. It feels like it almost constantly blindsides you. Yep. What happened there? And little tricks like that I'm not a huge fan of. I haven't even gotten my first sub-tank full. I was about to say, if I have a full sub-tank, I'm just gonna use what little I've gotten for the second sub-tank. Turns out I didn't have anything in the second sub-tank because I haven't even finished the first. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Oh, did I get him in the cycle? No. I was a bit too hasty in my actions. And that time, I just wasn't even thinking. Speaking of not thinking, please, I am so close to killing this dude. Cool. I hope it gives me a checkpoint, because I don't want to have to fight that dude again. Ah, yes. Just what I needed. A small weapon energy. Whoa. Trying to be very careful here. I like the Maverick designs. I feel like they fall in line with the rest of the series. Names are just as goofy as ever. Well, I guess we'll figure out where the checkpoint is. Ooh. You're joking. Fire your other shot. Thank you. You see why those are my favorite enemies? Because they can just decide that you don't get to hit them. Why does a normal enemy have that ability? There we go. See, with the other shot, I find it manageable. Because it doesn't negate your shots. But just that drill move in particular just decides, nah, you don't get to play the game. Oh, you know what? If I recall correctly, it does not give us a checkpoint after this, but it does keep the boss killed? No, it doesn't. I'm so glad that we get to fight this thing again. Can't you hear the excitement in my voice? You know, X, that's not the direction that I was pressing. But, you know what? You know best, buddy. It's the secret strategy of busting the door open and going and playing a different part of the stage, because I think I'm with X on that one. What was that hitbox? When you get it in that loop, you're able to take care of it pretty handily, but I shouldn't have to cheese the boss for it to be enjoyable. In fact, it still wasn't enjoyable, even though I was able to cheese it. It's just, as they say, annoying. And that's not why I play games. I don't play games to be annoyed, I play games to have a good time. So in that sense, it is kind of like the other Mega Man X games, because they also have mini-bosses that annoy me. I already forgot the dude's name from Mega Man X1, but it was the one from Launch Octopus's stage. I don't have... No, just shoot. Thank you. I don't have any extra lives. Oh no. Oh, guess we're back to grinding health, everybody. I don't want to have to play that mini boss again. And I don't want to make you have to sit through that. Because like I said, there's already going to be enough backtracking. I don't want there to be more than there has to be. But while I'm failing to keep health going, does anybody have any questions for me in chat? Oh, thank you. I know that's not going to be enough to bring me to full, but it almost is. Hey, X, you know when I push a direction and I want you to shoot in that direction, and then you shoot the opposite direction because it's a fun and cool prank? Yeah, it's not nearly as fun and cool when you're dying because of it. I didn't even scroll the screen all the way, but you know what? Whatever. I'll take it. Alright. And yes, I am not past using a sub-tank for this fight, because I don't want to play that stage again any more than I have to already. As you can see, we're not finding a lot of hard tanks. I mean, we saw where this one was in this stage. Very, very inspired boss pattern, by the way. I say, and then I immediately get hit by it. Ah, yes, that is the direction I wanted you to fire. I joke, but obviously they want a simple to learn boss pattern. I thought I pressed the pause button. Guess we're doing it again. They want an easy to learn boss pattern that is still somewhat challenging. And let me tell you, being in that cramped of a room with a dude that runs around very quickly is, yeah, that's kind of difficult. Anyway, I kind of wish that we could fight that sub-boss as Zero, just to make it go the slightest bit quicker. And funnily enough, there actually is a mod that tweaks the mechanics of this game to have Zero be able to fight bosses. I believe it gives him the ability to collect upgrades. They nerfed him a bit for balancing purposes. But ultimately, if you can, you know, get your hands on the mod, I don't remember what it was, or what it was called, unfortunately, otherwise I would absolutely be like, oh yeah, it's this, done by this person, they're really cool, check it out. I don't remember what it is because I don't mess with a lot of emulator stuff. Like, I know how to set them up. It's not that I don't know how, it's just a lot of these games I either have in compilations or just the actual physical versions of. And of course, you know, people play a lot of games on PC or on emulators for mods. But there hasn't really... Oh, excuse you. There hasn't really been a mod that has really blown me away enough to want to set up an entire emulator just to play Mega Man X3 retweaked. I'm tempted to just die right now, because I know I'm gonna die. Maybe not to this mini-boss, maybe to the thing after the mini-boss. Who knows? Either way, I'm so glad that you have to fight this thing every single time you go through the stage. It's so fun! And there are other mini-bosses in this game. Once again, I always try to take out the worst one first. In terms of mini-bosses. Oh gods. Well, for this game specifically, the other mini-bosses are not nearly this annoying. And also, since we're seeing it quite a bit, you know what, just Zero, take over for a minute. X, I'm on my way. Whatever I was gonna say is gone, and I apologize. Oh, going back to prototype stuff, because, I mean, I haven't made a dedicate. I forgot Zero doesn't have the air dash in this game, nor does he have the double jump, which is, you know, kinda sucks, but whatever. Zero! I'll handle this. In the prototype, this mini-boss actually had a bit of a design difference. And that was, his treads weren't animated, but his drill was. Obviously they had to change that because they could only get one of the pieces animating, and they figured it would probably make a bit more sense if the treads were moving instead of the drill, because the drill could just be, oh, it's a spike, you know? People aren't going to notice that much if that part is static. But the treads that it rides on, it's gonna be a bit more noticeable if those things aren't moving. Alright, there we go. Also, I'm so glad that they give it, like, the Maverick explosion cutscene that just takes up more time. Oh, neat. At least it gave me something good. Right, I digress. Oops. Come on. I don't want to fight you, jerks. Alright. Now I have as many bosses to waste on Tunnel Rhino as I want. Which means, well, I have one extra life that I can waste on Tunnel Rhino. So I'm not gonna waste time trying to fill back up to full, mainly because I'm almost at full already, and I think I would just have like one less hit. Ah, I was a bit too slow on the draw there. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? We are continuing MegaMarathon X. Ooh! Tried to get me with that sneaky one. It worked. She tried to stab me in the skull. That was rude. Also, when it's rapidly flashing colors like that, and does like the hyper dash across the screen, it's invincible. You have to wait for the flashing colors to dissipate entirely before you're able to damage it. Also, that was super disrespectful. Oops. Just discard my charge shot and just go for the singular hit. I feel kind of bad, but not bad enough to redo that boss fight. No, thank you. Yeah, I hope you all are doing well today. Huh. You know, we got another missile type move. You get Tornado Fang! And here's something that I didn't know until researching the prototype the other day. Oh, we have a cutscene. He's the Maverick Hunter I failed to catch last time. So Dr. Doppler was behind Mega Man X2. Interesting.
I had no idea he was so powerful. Bit! Bite! Bring that Maverick Hunter to me, alive if possible.
Affirmative, Dr. Doppler. Ah, my favorite character. Mysterious Maverick. Not Mysterious Maverick, Mysterious Maverick. Alive, Dr. Doppler? You are so kind.
Watch your mouth, or I'll put you back where I found you. Even with your enhancements, you are still no match for me.
Thanks for the upgrade, Doctor, but I have a score to settle. And I'll do it my way. I wonder who that mysterious dashing rogue is.
Fine, just make sure you do it.
Do it.
I still can't believe that Maverick Hunter defeated my master twice in the past.
Ew. His master. I wonder who his master is. Also, ignore the banner around the games that shows Vile Mark II. Shut up. Alright. So, next we have a character that I honestly preferred the look of in the prototype, but I understand why they changed it. He animates so much more smoothly, that being Neon Tiger! I also just very much enjoy soundtrack. Especially with the bumped up tempo of the Red Book audio version. Oh, it's so good. Okay, that's not over here. Aw, dang it. Aw, nuts. Oh. There's that signature Super Nintendo slowdown. Oh. Right, so these dudes also block your shots, but unlike the other... unlike the annoying driller enemy, I think it makes a bit more sense for giant spike balls to block my shots. Plus, they're not, like, pretty much impervious to most attacks if they're attacking. Plus, their attacks are slow and can't constantly interrupt your attacks. So they're a lot easier to manage. I know I haven't been ranking these so far, but personally I'd say Mega Man X3 is one of my favorites, although once again there are quite a few things that annoy me about this game, and I will not hesitate to make those known. Alright, here we have funny music, Dr. Light again. Enter this capsule, X. Take this X-Buster upgrade. The upgrade will increase the strength of your charge shots. You will be able to shoot 2 charge shots at once. If timed correctly, you can overlap the shots to create a single cross-charge shot. The upgrade will also allow you to charge any special weapon. If I'm going to be honest, this isn't my favorite ARM part in the world. Mainly because I think it's a good idea. I understand what they were going for, but also it gets kind of messy when you go in execution. As you can see, there are actually 5 levels of charge. There's standard, blue, yellow, pink, and orange. And you can't cross the streams, for lack of a better term. Yep, not that one. Oh yeah, also, much like Tunnel Rhino, if you press the attack button with Tornado Fang, uncharged, you can, do what... Come on. Look at that jerk. You can do what, Tunnel Rhino did. We have another sub-boss. Sub-boss, mini-boss, yeah, that works. So this one is one of the ones, I don't mind it. Yeah, there's a lot of sitting and waiting. And the projectiles can be kind of annoying to deal with. But ultimately, it's nothing that makes me want to rip my hair out. Oh. Although, unlike the Urabatos in the first game, you cannot attack the tail to do damage. It is only the head that you can attack. Utaboros, I believe is what it was called. I think I said that right. Anyway. There is that platform again. What do I do with this? Suspense, intrigue, mystery. Also, yeah, like that showed, if you're close enough to an enemy and your first charge, the two spinning things, that gets canceled out by an enemy, then you can't create the super big charge shot. And it's just kind of, I don't want to call it sloppy, but it's just a bit less polished than the other Mega Man X games when it comes to execution. Once again, it's a good idea, just not used to the best visibility. Alright.
Welcome, X. I'm Bit. I have my orders. You are to be destroyed.
And that's why there are multiple mini-boss rooms in a stage. Also, I don't like fighting Bit. And spoilers, we'll also have to fight Bite. However, these dudes have weakness. Have weaknesses. And not just one, but two. In fact, I have one of Bit's weaknesses right here. Frost Shield. So, let's see what we can do with it. Well, as soon as we get back there, anyway. Ah. Dang it. I believe Bit's weakness is Frost Shield and something else. Also, when using the charged up Tornado Fang, holding it out against a wall makes it so that way you stop falling. And that's very interesting, something that I never knew until I looked up the prototype, because there were a few bugs with it. Also, unlike the X Hunters, you cannot avoid these dudes. If you find them in a stage, which I want to say they're mandatory, you just straight up have to fight them. Which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Oops! Guess we'll have to try again. Clumsy me. So the reason why I am going in the order that I am, it's a bit convoluted. I am trying to... Neon Tiger! I am trying to make it so that way I have the weaknesses for Bit and Bite when I fight them, as well as the weakness of Mysterious Maverick. That mysterious Maverick that nobody would be able to guess the identity of. A completely new entity that we have never seen before in the Mega Man X series. The suspense is killing me. If these dudes don't do it first. Ah, you jerk. Perfectly timed for my detriment. Aw. Dude was trying to help me. Maybe they aren't so bad after all. See? That dude helped me cross. And also blocked my shots. Oh, well. Just kind of disappeared. Okay. Is it here? No. I'm trying to remember where, like, the heart tank in this stage is. I think I passed it the first time because I was so gung-ho to get to the boss. The boss. The boss. That I just kind of missed it. Which, you know, fair. We know that it's not over there. And it's not over here for those curious. There you go. Alright. But, I digress. Let's just take care of this mini-boss again. And did I time that right? Yeah! I'm not entirely sure what they were thinking with the, like, extraneous shots going super far past where you fire. That part has always kind of confused me when it came to how they designed the X-Buster upgrade in this game. Ah, you're joking. There we go. I will say, something like Mega Man X1, where they have a longer than normal explosion, but it isn't just straight up like the explosion used for the bosses, is probably the happy medium that I would take. Because they take so long to explode. It makes me sad. Sad. Oh, nice. Is it up here? No, it's not. Death is up there, and guess what? We have to do that mini-boss again. No, we don't. Unlike... Ooh! Unlike Tunnel Rhino, they are gracious in this stage. There we go. Oh, apparently a single plain buster shot was enough to take care of it. I did not know that. I always used a charge shot, because, you know, why would you just go around peppering people with tiny little pellets? Is it up here? No. Do I have to get past Bit? Because if that's the case, I don't want it. Anyway, here we go. I'm glad it remembers that we talked to him. There are some games that I know that don't do that. And it's really frustrating because you have to skip through all the dialogue all over again. Come on. There you go. Nah. Why is my shot not coming out? There we go. I don't know if... Oh. Not risking it. Not risking it. There we go. I don't know if firing the ice spike into him does more damage, or if the, like, ground mine does more. They might just do the same damage. Also, what a jerk, am I right? This Reploid's special abilities are to... No! It can't be! Go! So the reason why I was so keen on using Bit's weakness against it was because then it dies. And we never have to fight Bit again. Unlike the X Hunters, which I don't know if they had weaknesses. If they did, outside of the actual X Hunter Castle stages, then I never used them because you still have to refight them anyway. Thehowever, in this game, if you use the right weapons, which Bit and Bite, as well as Mysterious Maverick, all, have 2 weaknesses. So if you don't have one, you might have the other. And look at that. 3rd stage in, and we finally have our first heart tank. That's kinda cool. Kinda cool. Alright. Oh, well. There we go. Not ideal. Oh, well. Nice. I have an extra life, so I could just die and respawn. But we'll see how we do. Speaking of the prototype, specifically for Neon Tiger, his animations were pretty much unreadable. Because, one, the animations were a lot faster, and 2, when it looked like he was shooting downwards, he was shooting forwards, and it just was poorly conveyed. And also, one of my favorite bits is when they use the more finalized Neon Tiger design. Excuse me? His tail had an interesting way of moving when he was flying through the air. I see the pink and my brain goes, oh, you have your charge shot ready. But no, it's just the piddly little balls. Okay. I think one more hit and I'll have to... Definitely have to use the sub-tank. Once again, I am not above using sub-tanks for these bosses. And just in general with Maverick fights, I tend to want to save sub-tanks because if I can wait and use them on, say, the final boss and not have to regrind those sub-tanks. Oh, this is coming down to the wire. I don't like it. Please. No! No! Oh, that is unfortunate. if I don't have to grind up those sub-tanks again for those other bosses, I won't. I'll just use them on those bosses, or I'll save them for those bosses. Mega Man X3, and especially some of the later Mega Man X titles, I don't have any gripes with using sub-tanks on normal stage Mavericks, and just in general, I don't blame people who do use them. I'm not saying that, oh, if you use sub-tanks, you suck at this game and get good and yada yada. No, they're there for a reason. Use them if you need them. I'm not going to claim to be the Mega Man X, pro. And even if I was, best in the world, top Mega Man X player, I understand that people have different, skill levels and abilities. And, they have these options there. It would be silly just to disregard them because, I don't need them, so I don't think anybody else should use them either, because, it's just kind of dumb. Let people play the way that they want and or need to. Oh, also, because we took care of Bit, that is, some slowdown that we're dealing with, apparently. That is one less sub-boss we have to worry about. This game really has a thing for sub-bosses. As we have seen already. Oops, well. How did I not get hit there? I believe Minakuchi Engineering handled some other Mega Man games in the past. This certainly wasn't their first time with the Mega Man intellectual property. I believe it was the first time that they handled the Mega Man X series, though. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, this is the first time that they've made a Mega Man X game. It was the first mainline Mega Man X game they made, certainly. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. I didn't die yet, did I? Okay, good. But, with all that being said, gods, I hope Bite doesn't... Okay, good. I was about to say, I hope Bite doesn't spawn in his stead, because I don't think I have either of his weaknesses. Now that I think about it, I don't remember what Bite's weakness is. If anybody in chat would be so kind as to either know it and put it in chat or look it up, I'm looking for the weaknesses to Bite. Because, it would be kind of silly to have to restart a stage just because I didn't, or restart this run rather, because I didn't choose the proper Maverick to face. I know Ray Splasher is one of Mysterious Maverick's weaknesses. Oh, love that. You love to see it. Oh yeah, also, the secondary shot from your alternate arm freezes you in place. Which can be annoying, especially if you're trying to avoid projectiles. Also, if you attack him enough while his guard is up, excuse me, he will do the, what do you call it? The orange glowy jumping slash. Also, much like Sigma Prime or whatever in Mega Man X2. Wait, are you kidding? Hold up. I don't think this super-powered Buster does any more damage to the bosses than the level 3 charge that you started with. Speedrunning and or modding community, please corroborate. Does it really do the same amount of damage? Because if so, that's kind of silly. Especially with how much of a hassle it is to get the friggin' thing off. I'm sure if I hit it with all of its various bits and bobs and doodads, and you can just jump off the wall. Okay, good to know. Yeah, there we go. Once again, invincible during that. Come on. Do literally anything else. There we go. Alright, well, I asked for this. No. Oh, perfect! No! Oh. Yes! There we go! Does anybody in chat have Byte's weaknesses? I would look it up myself, but I'm using my phone to watch chat. You know what? Fine, I'll do it myself. You get Ray Splatter. Cool. I have both Bit and Bytes and Mysterious Maverick weaknesses. And hey, after it's a good thing that they added your that they have the exit stage option. My brain just shut off for a second there. Anyway, after this stage, I should be able to stop the Mysterious Maverick bit. But here we have Volt Catfish! So here we have some sort of aquatic laboratory, or perhaps a water processing plant of some kind. Either way, ooh, a shiny teleporter. See you later, nerds! Ooh, now this is looking much more sewer than water treatment plant, but, you know, I haven't been to my local water treatment plant in a bit, so maybe this is what it looks like. Also, funnily enough, I believe if you beat Volt Catfish before you enter this stage, the elevators and whatnot will actually be usable. Oop, come on. So that's a fun little tidbit. But of course, because I always face Mysterious Maverick, in Volt Catfish's stage, I never have access to it. Right. Now let's face whoever is poisoning the water supply, I guess. Vile? You're trapped, X. Vile? Zero and I destroyed you years ago. This factory is set to blow in a matter of minutes. Until then, I'll try and keep you busy. I love that you're, Yep, come on. That your tornado fang just bounces off of him. Yeah, come on. I'm not afraid of you, Vile. Back, ghost. Let me save a bit for the second phase, because, yeah, spoiler. It's the second phase. Yep, well, that was unfortunate. Okay. Just to be sure, because this is tied to something very important. Okay, yes. That thing that I said previously about Ray Splasher and Spinning Blade being his weaknesses, that was true. I just had to make sure that I was remembering it correctly. Even though it doesn't really matter, because I died. So yeah, Vile is here. Was that a surprise to anybody who was paying attention during the last cutscene at all? No? Okay, well. We were hoping that you would all forget by the time that, we progressed 2 stages in. Anyway, you know how I got through this without getting hit before? Apparently, that's not allowed now. Right, because I used up so much Ray Splasher, I absolutely cannot use Ray Splasher during the first phase. I mean, I got a relatively decent amount back, but not enough to be satisfied. Also, they put the boss shutter here, but they respawn you outside. So, oops. I mean, I'm glad, because that means I don't have to, you know, take them on. I have a chance to refill, rather. You can't touch me. Imagine needing a ride armor to take on a... I was about to call X a Maverick. Imagine needing a ride armor to take on a... You're joking. To take on a Reploid... What is going on? Well, that was a generous hitbox. Hey, X, that's not at all the direction I wanted you to fire. But, thanks for playing, buddy. I'm just gonna have to do it. Oh, nice. Totally intended. Hey, X, you know the direction that Vile is facing? Like, I know that this... I know that you're just itching to get to Mega Man X7, so that way you don't have to think about aiming in a majority 2D game, but come on. Volt Cat! Finish. Anyway. We will try that again, but this time hopefully not fail. And once again, we very much want to defeat Vile with his weakness. Trust me, it'll become very important later. There we go. Perfect. Ah! What? Does that little ceiling mean nothing to you? Falling debris? Even though I don't need it. Alright. This is just me entirely being rusty with specifically Mega Man X3. Because if you couldn't tell, there are a lot of rushdown enemies in this game. Up. Let go of my charge shot when the enemy was transitioning into being able to be hit. Guess that means I lose the charge. See, like, I don't think the extra shots actually do anything. Like, with Mega Man X1's multiple little pellets and X2's big charge shot, they were programmed to ignore invincibility frames, but I don't think that was the case with this game and its X Buster part. I thought he was gonna get a cheap shot and I was going to be so upset. Yeah. Maybe Vava was right. Alright. Maybe Sigma was right. Maybe Maverick should take, or maybe Reploid should take over. Huh. Dang it. Well. Whoa. Come on. Give me some health. You very graciously took from me. I will say the X-Buster part is very nice for taking care of normal enemies. That's because they don't really have the boss invulnerability periods. You know, where the Maverick bosses do. Now, as smart as it would probably be, I'm not going to fill up my sub-tanks. I just want to be at full health when I fight Vile. You're joking. There we go. Well, I say that, but dude hasn't dropped a health pickup in a while. Alright. 3 more shots. And I'm just fighting Vile as... Okay, well, there we go. Alright. Once more with gusto, I guess. And trust me, if we don't take Vile out now, he's just gonna come back in a bigger mech, and he's gonna have more posturing to do. It's a whole thing. It's just best to take him out now. I will say, I will probably limit this stream to 4 hours. If somehow we aren't finished by then, I will save this for next time. Looking kinda cool there, X. But speaking of next stream, unfortunately, with the way that my schedule is set up, I cannot live stream on Saturday the 24th. Instead, nice. I will stream at my usual time of 5 p.m. PDT on the 25th. Come on. There we go!
Don't think that this is the end, X. I will haven't you.
Oh, haunt.
I will haunt you to the day you die.
But that won't be for another few games yet. Hey, we did it! Where's that teleporter? Oh no! Please don't kill me. Well, probably wanted to grab any one of those. But yes, now we have the exciting escape from the exploding factory. And here's where having a working elevator would probably be very beneficial for us. But as we do, we show that we don't need it. And with less than 10 seconds on the clock, we make it out just fine. Oh right, there was a normal stage we were going to do. Anyway, so yeah, that was Vile Mark II. And now we can't ride the platform down, probably because, you know, there's nothing down there for us at this point. Well, that's unfortunate. That is also unfortunate. You know that health that I just picked up? It was all for naught. What jokes here at the water treatment plant? Seriously, where are we? Is that where we are? I'm not familiar with many water treatment plants that have electric security systems. Security systems that electrocute you. If I could learn how to speak English, that would be wonderful. Ah, yes. I see. Come on. There we go. I always screw up the timing on that one. Hey! My little plasma doodad ended up hitting the dude up top. That was cool. That was like the 1 in 500 times that you shoot it that those extraneous little bullets actually were helpful. Right. Huh. It looks like something is up there. I mean, that was almost in time with the music, but ultimately that didn't help. How about Frost Shield? That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Tornado Fang? Nope. Guess we'll just have to come back. Also, this outside area always gave me like X1 vibes. And I'm always down for that. Right. Who do we face this time? Well, nobody from the looks of it. Oops. Ah, there must be a secret up here. Okay, seriously, what's going on with that? Ah, nice. Also, those enemies are about to kill me. Can be kind of confusing when you first fight them. Because when you knock off their tower segment thingies... Okay, I was dashing. What did you mean I wasn't dashing? When you knock off their little cone head things, they start electrifying themselves if you don't shoot them in time. And I've seen a lot of people just kind of tank the damage and run through because they can't figure out how to damage them. They presumably think that, oh, you had to shoot them before their electric barrier went up. And that's not true. You just need to shoot the electric barrier and then it dissipates and goes away. Also, be very careful. You can very easily cancel your upward air dash, as you saw. Very classy. This is unfortunate, but we'll make the most of it. In fact, I'm not above using boss weaknesses. Once again, that's what they're there for. And this one, he makes the most hilarious face when he gets hit by his weakness. It's the goofiest thing ever, and I love it. It's like one drill in one ear, and another drill in another, and they're meeting in the middle! Ah. Ah. Oh! That actually cancels it out. Holy heck, I didn't know that that canceled it out. Alright, well. You say you're a catfish, but you remind me more of a mandrill, honestly. Well, at least he wasn't weak to Ice Shield. That would have been a bit too on the nose. Alright. Well, now that we absolutely cheesed that boss, you know, that one wasn't nearly as hard. Alright, but we've taken care of Bit. We've taken care of Vile. That means the only... You get Triad Thunder. That means the only mini-boss type enemy that we haven't taken care of yet. We'll just save that. Aside from the stage mini-bosses, is Bite. And now we'll head back into Tunnel Rhino's stage, because yes, we have the move that will allow... Oh, nice. Nice. We have the move that will allow us to get the Heart Tank and the Dr. Light Capsule in this stage. Why is it Triad Thunder? No clue. But, luckily, after we get these parts, we can just leave the stage. So, we charge it up, smashes the ground, and for some reason that cuts the rope. I guess because I'm trying to think. I don't think you have a fire-based projectile in this game. But you want to know what you do have? A move called Spinning Blade. And this might just be me, but typically when I have something I need to cut, I use a blade to do it. But once again, that's just me, you know, it's far be it from me to tell people how to make their games. I joke, obviously, once you know that that's what you're supposed to do, it then just becomes a matter of getting the Triad Thunder, and it's specifically the charged up version of Triad Thunder. It's not the standard base version, because that would be silly. But yes, you get the X Buster upgrade in Neon Tiger stage. You get Triad Thunder from Volt Catfish, and then you can get both of these parts in this state. And I keep going that way. I need to remember to hit the right bumper instead of the left. Oh, never mind. I thought I didn't have the thing that I needed. Enter this capsule, X. Take this sensor upgrade for your helmet. The upgrade will help you to find hidden items based on the satellite readings. The satellite, you know, is the one satellite roaming around. You should be able to tell the exact location of items using its ground-penetrating radar. Right. So this item is simultaneously more and less useful than it was in Mega Man X2. As you can see, you don't... Well, first off, I don't have anything to collect in this stage. But secondly, you don't have to equip it, which sounds good, right? Well, the only time that you can use it is when you first spawn into a stage. However, I will say a very nice addition is it tells you what items you have and haven't gotten. So as you can see, I got the I don't have the sub tank or the body part in this stage, so it's in pink. Just like I don't have anything from here, I don't have the heart tank from here. I think I can take on this stage now. I think? If not, I'll just die and go to the stage that I need to go to. Certainly don't have his weakness, but this is Blast Hornet! Alright, study this map very closely. This is the only chance we get to see it. Alright, did you get all that, chat? Alright, second thing, what does any of that mean? Because we don't have a chance to reopen it in a stage, we just have to know that, okay, around halfway we have to go down for one. Also, once again, in the prototype, once again, what is this? I swear I'll stop playing up the like little mystery aspect of that, because really it's not that not that important. But it is something new, and until I nice. That was exactly what I wanted to do. So that one I believe you can't get without a specific item that we don't have access to yet. And because it thinks that this is the first time we've gone into the stage. Oh, that's what that little alcove was. Okay, good to know. Also, most of the time I'm not going to be using Zero just because, well, Zero can't collect upgrades, Zero can't apparently fill sub-tanks. I didn't know that until today. And, you know, you lose them after you go into the mini-boss room. Which, fun fact, the item sensor used to tell you where things like the mini-boss room were. And they removed it for the final. It had like a little key saying like, hey, here's the boss, here's this item, here's that item. And they removed it. I don't know why. Ah, right. So we had that, what is it called? CX4 chip in here. And Capcom was gonna use it, dang it. Just had some lying around the office. It's just like, you know what? Minakuchi Engineering. Make us a new Mega Man X game. And make sure to use those fancy, fancy CX4 chips. We have quite a few laying around. Please. Please use them. That was very close. But because this isn't Tunnel Rhino stage, we actually get a checkpoint here. Yes, I'm still upset about that. Ah. So we can break open that one. But what about this one? Yeah. What did that do? Well, let me show you. It grants us a ride armor. Neat. Don't know what we're gonna do with it, but it's nice to have. Kinda interesting that you don't get them from enemies in this game. Ah, nice. Ah, we have Dr. Doppler's cargo ship. Oh, we don't get it in ourselves. But we can stop whatever these are from getting in there. We don't want Dr. Doppler to get more supplies. I don't know, maybe these are back to school supplies. And as you saw, the ride armor doesn't get any health from the health upgrades. Or not health upgrades, but health drops. Interesting. Yeah, that showed you, Dr. Doppler. Get out of here. It's trying to think up a clever joke with Dr. Doppler's name, but oh no. Yeah, I got nothing. Anyway, so boss time? No. That Bite is an interesting character. I wonder when he'll show up. Ah, nice. Ah, even better. Hey, look! It's that scenario with the bottomless pit beginner trap again. Also, one thing I'm very grateful for is they don't put any hidden items over there. So you have to, like, maneuver past the crushing blocks. Cool. Once again, I don't have the weakness for this dude, so we're gonna have to fight it normally. Also, very interesting thing. So you see that Blast Hornet came in through the ceiling. Well, in the prototype version, and even on the back of the Super Nintendo box, like the screenshot, you can actually see that I died. You can actually see that there was going to be a boss door that Blast Hornet would have gone through. I'm presuming why they didn't do it was because they didn't want the game to be weird with, you know, X not being able to use it, and I'm just kind of talking out my butt because there is no official explanation as to why it was removed. Ha, oops. But Blast Hornet's weakness is, I wanted to say Magnet Mine. That's not a thing in Mega Man X, at least. Gravity Well, which, fun fact, was changed. It's one of the few actual weapons that got a different name over here in the West. In the West, or I guess internationally, in English-speaking regions, the weapon is known as the Gravity Well. In Japan, it's known as the Bug Hole. And it makes me laugh every time I think of the Bug Hole. But there was another weapon that was changed when it came to the West in this game specifically. I think it was Toxic Crush became Toxic Splash or something. Oh no, I failed that boss. Oh no. I guess we'll just have to go and play a different stage. Right, so there are a few things that we can do now that we have the right armor. And you might be thinking, well, Max, that's all well and good, but wasn't the right armor in that other stage? Why are we coming back here? Well, because these are right ride armor summoning platforms. Yep, come on. There we go. There are various walls and other materials that X nor Zero can break. Also, ride armor is impervious to spikes. Very nice. But as you saw, that looked like you could choose multiple ride armors. Well, that's interesting. Where are the other ones? Well, as you can see, there is one in this stage called Change Huh and Change Fuh. So let's go to this stage. Just because I believe we can get most of everything in this stage, if not everything. Crush Crawfish! Alright. What does that glowing object of yours see? Interesting. So we take out the ride armor. And I hope I have the right one. Is this one of those needs to be... Yeah. Once again, if you don't know that charged up Triad Thunder does that, then you just kind of screwed. And once again, because the thing isn't equipable and you only get to see it once when you get into the stage, well, tough luck, nerd. Get good, I guess. Right, so this is the Hawk armor. Get out of here. It has lock-on missiles, a jetpack, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, the ride armors aren't too great in this game, honestly. But it is what it is. Come on, get out of here. There we go. Ho! Aw. And it's just barely too big to get into the boss room. But that's fine. And look at that, we've already gotten pretty much everything in this stage. Oh, those dudes are real fun. So their gimmick is, you shoot at them, and then they go down, and duck under pretty much everything except for the fully... Oh, nice. Fully charged X-Buster shot. And by that I mean the double cross shot. Alright. Just making sure I remember everything in this stage. You jerk. There we go. Yeah, you coward. Yo, what level are we playing? We are playing through Crush Crawfish. Alright, so it's not that. Is it Frost Shield? Apparently not. Is it Tornado Fang? Yes, it is! There we go. Yeah, how you doing in chat today? Hopefully better than I am, because I just dove headfirst into those spikes. Oh, nice. Come on, there we go. Oh! Life flashed before my eyes for a second there. You're a jerk, you know that? Come on, get out of here. This guy at least dies with dignity. Alright. Making sure not to make the same mistake that I literally just made. Here we have a very interesting sub-boss. By that I mean it's not a sub-boss at all, but it is a pretty cool set piece. You destroy some big part of the ship. I don't know much about ship anatomy, so my apologies to all the big ship fanatics in chat. Are you planning to play the entire game or more? I am planning on getting through the entire game, but I am going to put a limit of 4 hours on this stream. I've already been going for, I want to say 2 hours, just because I have work at like 3 in the morning. So I want to make sure that I can have dinner and get ready for work tomorrow and all that. But yes, if I don't finish the game tonight... Well, that was just rude. I will be finishing this on December 25th at 5 p.m. PDT. And if I complete the game tonight, then I will... Oh, nice. Just flex on me, why don't you? I will be starting Mega Man X4 if I end up beating this game tonight. Well, that was rough. You can find the first 2 Mega Man X games on my channel. This is the MegaMarathon X, where I play through the 8 mainline Mega Man X games. No, I almost said Battle Network. No Command Mission, no Xtreme 1 and 2. Ooh. And no Mega Man X Dive, something that I completely forgot was a thing until this stream. I have played both the mobile version and the Steam version, neither of which are really my thing. Oh, don't you dare. There we go. I just don't think that the Mega Man X formula works particularly well with a mobile game, especially a mobile gacha game, but to each their own. If you enjoyed the game, then all the more power to you. Alright, but with that said and done, you get Spinning Blade. And we will save, because I don't want to have to do any of that again. Alright. Let's see. I should be able to get the sub-tank, but I will save going back to that stage because I want to be able to get everything in that backtracking run, so that way it takes up less time. Gravity Beetle! Alright, so this stage, we'll want to make a mental note of this stage. Just how it looks in general. Also, the music is one of my favorites in this entire series. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of boxes in our way, just sort of cluttering up the space. Makes it so that way I have to go through these enemy-infested areas. And that's just no good for anybody. Well, I was hoping to get the drop on that dude, but that didn't work out. Ah, come on. Right. Now that we have both of Bite's weaknesses, maybe we can fight him? No? Bite is just running. Like, unlike the X Hunters, you can't see where Bite is on the map. So I hope we find him soon, because I don't know how many more times we're going to be able to face him. Oop. Yeah, it was a bit of stuttering with the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. It can be a touch frustrating, but of course PC users have found a way around it. I just haven't had the time to really get into implementing that, because you have to dig into the files and change certain values, and, well, you know, after I'm done streaming these each day, I don't want to then take the time to go through all the files just to find that one value that I could change to make it not stutter nearly as much. Yeah, dang it. Alright. You know, that was just unnecessary. But yes, we ascend this tower. And you know what? Let's test out. We have H. We have N. Now let's try out F. This is the frog armor. As you can tell, not very impressive, but that is because we are not in a stage with water. But once again, the Mega Man X games, while they do have 1 to 2 water stages, it's typically just those 1 to 2 water stages. They... Yep, no, didn't. Yes, please, change out my Hawk armor for Hawk armor. As you can see, we would not have gotten very far with the frog armor. Yeah, well. Alright, you know what? Oh, right, the Hawk armor doesn't have the lock-on missiles. It's the frog armor that does, but they only lock on when they're in water. So, yeah, they're more torpedoes in that sense, then. I think you just have to bring the normal right armor through here. Because I sure wasn't getting it done with the Hawk armor. Oh no, I died. Whatever. What's your favorite game in the series and why? Well, I actually have... I can't pick between 2 or 3. One of them is this game, mainly just because I feel like it shook up the formula in a lot of ways that, yes, the later games in the series would go on to refine, but just seeing those ideas sort of come to fruition in this game is very interesting to me, and a lot of things like the beta content. Sorry, I just bit my own tongue. A lot of things like the beta content show that while they mostly got what they wanted to do, there were a few things that had to be cut or altered. And that's just one of the things that I really like to see in games. Just content being tweaked to work. One of my other favorite Mega Man X games is Mega Man X8. That one, it's a bit harder to explain. It's not like it does anything particularly like super right, if that makes sense. It's just a very solid game in and of itself. And sometimes you just need that, like, little palate cleanser, you know? You got your 10 out of 10 games. Enter this capsule, X. Install this ARM chip. Do not do this. Do not do this. This chip will increase your attacking abilities. The chip allows damage to your system to be transformed and charged as weapon energy. You will be able to use it to rapidly shoot charged shots. Remember, X, your system can only handle one of the 4 enhancement chips. Enter this capsule only if you are sure that you want to use this chip. And that's why we're not doing it. I refuse. I don't want it. Don't give me collectibles and then say, no, you can only have a few of them. Mega Man X1 and Mega Man X4, while they are certainly fan favorites and they are very well-made games, you know, I just have sort of a personal attachment to the more flawed ones. What are some of your favorite games in the series, if you played? Alright. Here we have Gravity Beetle. I think its weakness is Ray Splasher. Yes. X4 all the way. That's very fair. Wow, look at that. It's so difficult. Typically I do these X-Buster only, just when I'm playing casually, but especially when I know that I have given myself a self-imposed time limit. I am not opposed to using weaknesses to sort of cheese the bosses. Especially because, I mean, we've seen me struggle for the last 2 hours. I think getting a move on and getting to the other parts of the game is more interesting. You get Gravity Well. Once again, if you weren't here for that, this weapon actually has a different name in Japanese. It's called the Bug Hole. And it's so dumb, I love it. I think I got that one. Yeah, I think it was this stage that I needed the charged up Gravity Well. Yes, it was. Alright. Let's study this map. Okay. I don't remember a single bit of that. Nah, I'm just kidding. You know, contrary to me just standing inside of enemies and trying to shoot them, and trying and failing, I might add. Aside from that, I swear that I have beaten and 100%ed all of these games before. I know my way around, even if it doesn't look like it. Come on. Once again, it would have been really nice for the Legacy collections, especially Mega Man Anniversary Collection 2. Oh, I already got that one. Mega Man Anniversary Collection 2, or Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, to have the option to switch between the Saturn and PlayStation 1 versions. Because especially with that one, with Mega Man 8, we have only gotten the PlayStation version re-released. Which sucks, because they're Saturn exclusive boss fights, and they're really good. So I want people to be able to experience them without having to emulate or just get a Sega Saturn, which, get a Sega Saturn. Enter this capsule, X, only if you want to. Take this armor upgrade. The upgrade will decrease the damage done to your systems. As you receive damage, a defense shield will be generated to protect you. So, after you get hit, that defense shield, like Dr. Light was talking about, will show up. And that cuts all damage received by 1/2. The pink sort of Dr. Light upgrade chip then brings that down to only taking 25% damage dealt when the shield is active. Alright. Oh, I guess I should mention the Dr. Light chip for the arm parts that we skipped. Let's grab this. Just simply make it so that way... I'm sorry, every time I hear that, I think of the Ecto-1's horn from Ghostbusters. That might just be because I sat down and watched it with my best friend the other day. Right, now we have all the sub-tanks and everything from that stage. I cut myself off and I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the Dr. Light upgrade chips. The arm part upgrade chip that we saw but didn't take. Right, I need to go to this stage, beat Blast Hornet, and then we'll get that heart tank. The arm chip just adds like a extra weapon, Blast Hornet! An extra weapon that allows you to instantly fire off charge shots, which, you know, in any other game would be very nice. In Mega Man X3, where I'm not a huge fan of the charge shot already, not being able to use the standard charges just kind of rubs me the wrong way, if that makes sense. So I don't end up using it all that often. And hey, look, we can actually use this pad now. I'm going to grab the Hawk armor just because I don't remember what... Right. Yes, I did need it. I didn't need it. Have you seen the anime on the Legacy Collection? Yes. Fun fact, the Day of Sigma, as it is called, actually debuted in the PSP remake Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. I am glad that we are able to see it in higher quality than what was offered on the original PlayStation Portable. But it is certainly a worthwhile watch if people are curious about it. It just gives, some more backstory. The Maverick Hunter X series was going to be a series of remakes, I believe up to Mega Man X6, if the game sold well. That unfortunately never came to fruition. Also, I didn't explain this before, but this boss will jump when it's doing that when you press the fire button. So, if you're taking a bit too much damage and you're sitting there going, oh, this boss is very unpredictable, just take a second, stop, and just shoot when it gets near you, and it'll jump over you every time. But yes, it is very much something that I would highly recommend people watch. I believe people have uploaded it to YouTube, so it's not something that you have to, purchase the X Legacy collections for. But I would highly recommend you do, because these are just very good games. Alright. At some point we're going to have to fight Bite. I don't know why he isn't, well, pardon the pun, but biting. Ah, nice. Exactly what I wanted. It's probably not something that I'm going to stream just because I don't want to get a copyright claim. But once again, it's on YouTube. Would highly recommend it. It is called Mega Man X, Day of Sigma. Alright. Let me just get rid of this. And Gravity Well. One thing that I haven't done in these games is get all the Hunter medals. I mean, they're just achievements. They don't really get you much in these games. Which is why I personally just don't really care about it. What are your opinions on the trading cards? I myself have never been a huge fan of trading cards. I think they're cool, just having that sort of collectible aspect. But it's not something that I personally spend my money on. Once again, it's sort of like the gacha game thing. I mean, I play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which is very much a gacha game. But that's pretty much the only one that I do play. But once again, I don't feel like Mega Man X translates very well into a gacha game format. The platforming stages themselves are fine. It's just very different from a traditional Mega Man X game. And of course, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, Maverick Hunter X. Mega Man X Command Mission is more a RPG than it is a traditional Mega Man X platformer. But I think that game's pretty good, and I don't even like RPGs that much. Anyway, you get Parasitic Bomb. But but to answer your question, I think they're cool. I like having sort of artwork and sort of that little piece of merchandise that you can collect and feel real cool about. Did I hear spam call? But it's just not something that I myself partake in. I am glad that, as I've shown off in previous streams, the X Legacy collections have art of the trading cards, I believe. Unless there was a new series that came out, and I just didn't know about it. But yes, after you beat... I almost called it Gravity Beetle. After you beat... Blast Hornet. There we go. Blast Hornet! The shipment crate that we, or shipment cargo that we stopped, then removes the already here cargo in this stage, which I don't understand very much, but, you know, whatever. It's sort of using that stages adapt as you beat different Mavericks system from the first game. Alright, and here we go. The final stage that I normally don't save until last, but I'm kind of going in a bit of a wonky order. Yeah, it is what it is. Alright. Sorry about that. This stage honestly has very easy collectibles to grab, but part of them you need the frog armor for, because as you can tell, this is a sewer, and sewers have water in them. I know, shocking revelations, excuse me, on the MaxCVA YouTube channel. Well, that's just rude. I will say, I think for Christmas one year, or no, it was just my friend had bought me, my friend had gotten me a, I could have sworn that this was, no, I know what I'm thinking of. We have to go a bit higher up than that. My friend had gotten me a replica, light armor, or first armor, whatever your persuasion, replica of the X-Buster from Mega Man X1. And I still have that. I display it proudly in my collection. I was thinking of making... Oh, there's Byte. Jeez, come on.
Nice to meet you, X. I am Byte. I've been programmed to exterminate you.
Well, that's rude. We'll use Ray Splasher. Just because... I don't know, I don't want to use Shining Blade. Spinning Blade, rather. This would have been cooler as a rising and lowering water level. I agree, and in fact, I believe Mega Man Xtreme 2, I don't remember if it was an Xtreme 1, actually has a stage like that. It is a part of Gareth's and Marana's castle, I believe on the Mega Man X route. Because that game, its final castle does something unique in there are two different...
No! How could this great power be generated from within such an ancient machine? Well done, X. The victory is yours.
There we go. What's interesting about that game is it's different depending on whether you take on the stage as X or 0. And you sort of get to choose sorry, brain kind of frazzled. You get to choose whether you want to play as Zero and go, I didn't want to do that. How can I... Do I just have to select the frog armor again? You get to choose whether you want to fight Morana or Morgana as X, or fight Gareth as Zero. Right, so this is the gimmick with the frog armor. It's very good in water. This is pretty much the only stage with water that you can actually use ride armors in. And you have to mash the dash button in order to keep ascending with the frog armor. And the annoying part is that you have to keep going and respawning it if you hop out of it and end up falling out of it. This part, once again, I feel like isn't very well designed, but... why is there no cancel button? Oh, there is a cancel button. It just wasn't working before. Oof. Come on, there we go. Right, now we have the kangaroo armor. Not very useful to us at this point in the game, but it's nice that we have it. 100% completion, I believe, needs it. But yes, Mega Man Xtreme 2 has the exact thing that you were saying that this stage would have been cooler as. So, there you go. Oh, it would help if I paid attention to when I'm getting hit. I very much enjoy the Mega Man Xtreme games. I kind of like it in the same way that I like Sonic Pocket Adventure. Like, people give those games crap for just being, oh, you know, it's Diet, you know, Sonic 2, it's Diet Mega Man X. Like, yeah, the entire point is that it's them on the go, and for their time especially, they were pretty impressive. But I digress. Like I said, we won't be playing those games simply because I don't want to go through the hassle of setting up the emulators. If they would, I don't know, come out with a Mega Man X Legacy Collection 3 that included them, that would be cool. I would pay money for, you know, Mega Man X Command Mission, Mega Man Xtreme 1 and 2, and I don't know, some other Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, because that game also never got a life outside of the PSP. And there you go, there's your whole 4, you know, it keeps with the trend of having 4 per collection. And that one would actually make sense to have, okay, I have plenty of lives. And that one would actually have sense, make sense to have Day of Sigma on it. Plus, you know, Vile mode was in that game, and we've never seen it since. Do I remember what tweak to? I remember. Ah, come on. Oh, come on. My Emadudes. Can you... No, I was about to say... You aren't limited to one on screen. There we go. That is all 8 Mavericks defeated. Ah. My food is almost here. I might pop up for a quick second to grab that. Ah, great. I need to remember what my Dr. Doppler voice. Yeah, you as well. Happy Christmas, Merry Holiday. Yeah. You get Acid Burst. Happy Christmas, happy holidays, all that good stuff. Enjoy the rest of your December. Any problems, Dr. Kane? I pulled some memory chips from the Mavericks controlled by Dr. Doppler. I analyzed them and found out that Dr. Doppler is trying to create a powerful new battle body for Sigma by collecting the special abilities from the latest breed of Reploids. Battle body? First I thought Dr. Doppler was trying to create it for himself. He could use it, looking kinda old. I mean, but the information indicates that he will not be able to interface with it, excuse me. So it must be for someone else. Sigma? Can he still be alive? A hidden laboratory has been pinpointed at point D. I wonder if that's the base of Dr. Doppler. Nah, it must be a coincidence. All indications are that Dr. Doppler's secret lab, or that it is Dr. Doppler's secret lab. You need to get there immediately. On my way. It's time I put an end to Sigma for good. Oh, you kids. Alright. Food was dropped off. I will be right back, chat. In the meantime, enjoy Doppler's base being ripped out of the earth. Alright, I'm back, chat. Also, in case y'all didn't notice, excuse me. The map, or like this menu select screen music has changed. Alright. And here we go. What did you get? I got a burger. I did not feel like making food tonight, so I just decided, I'll just give myself a burger. A bacon cheeseburger, to be exact. So, this is going to be... Oh, come on. One of the first... Or this stage, rather. Is going to be one of the first big things that will be changed now that Bit and Bite are dead. And I swear I'm doing this for a very specific reason that you will see in just a second. So, this game's completion bonus is a touch strange, kind of like the rest of the game. Oh, nice. You know what? Whatever. Okay, that dude was being so much more generous. Whew. That was close. Speaking of food, I hope y'all are making sure to get something to eat. Alright. So it's after this dork. Look at this dude.
X, I've come to help you. I'll stop the collapsing ceiling. You destroy that junk robot.
Also, that is not my Zero voice, but whatever. It's fine.
There we go. X, there's an army of powerful Mavericks in Dr. Doppler's lab. They've been modified by Dr. Doppler into war machines. Be careful.
I'll watch my step. Thanks, Zero.
I'm going to scout around. I'll catch up later.
Oh no. Look at how much damage it's doing to me. Remember when that thing did like a third of my health? Oh, it's so pathetic now. It's kind of funny. But of course, it's not the fact that it got weaker, it's that we got stronger. Also, I keep unintentionally despawning these dudes. Come on. Get back up. Alright. I think I have the proper location this time. So, like every other secret that may or may not be in these games, you need to be at full health. You know what? I'll just start killing both of them. One of them's bound to drop health. Well, that was rude. Get hit by my buster shots, dang it. There we go. So, we go to here with full health and none of the 4 armor chips. And we get a very special pink capsule.
Enter this capsule, X. Install this chip to enhance all your parts. The situation should now be improved. Good luck, X.
So yeah, if you collect a single one of those chip parts, you lose access to this. This is a 100% completion reward that you can't get 100% completion for. Also, I am going to bust this open and steal a fry. But this shows off one of the new abilities. Not only do we have that kind of weird shot ability that I was talking to you about before, but standing still recovers health, including our sub-tanks. Alright. As well as the shield taking 25% less, or cutting our damage to 25% of the normal amount once it's activated, like I talked about before. Now, I've talked about the other three, so you might be wondering what's the foot part? What did the feet part do? Well, it lets you air dash twice, or air dash after dash jumping, which normally is not something that you can do. Alright. And this should be the boss, because there are no sub-bosses in the castle stages. And hey, this is a good time as any to remind y'all to stay hydrated. Oh, these fries are salty. Not great for voice acting, but we'll make do. So, this boss, first off, is hilariously broken in the August prototypes. Secondly, is only here because we beat Bit and Byte. If we did not beat either Bit and Byte using their weaknesses, they would show up here and fuse into God Car Machine O Inari, or Zero Inari. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's a dumb name. And I love it so much for that. Hey, you know that thing that I said that I didn't use? Here's me using it. Just to prove how much of a big fat liar I am. This thing, I would certainly say, can be a lot easier than God Car Machine, oh whatever, oh Holy Night, you know. Kind of like the one-shot blaster from X1. Ooh! I was not paying attention. Yeah, kind of. And using it, I certainly feel more comfortable using the fully charged up shot, because with that one you can just kind of spam it and let the shots connect. Meanwhile, with the normal fully charged shot, you have to actually line it up and make sure that nothing isn't going to nullify one of the shots. It's kind of annoying. Oh, unless you're talking about the Hadouken from Mega Man X1 with the gold armor. And there we go. That's that boss done and dusted. But speaking of the Hadouken from Mega Man X1, that didn't actually give us an ultimate attack. Well, that's where Doppler Stage 2 comes in. So had we not defeated Vile, this stage, also that is a jerk move, introducing those enemies who start exploding, but then you still have to attack more to actually kill them. Just at the 11th hour, they're finding little things to keep you on your toes. But in the first game, we got the Hadouken. In the second game, we got the Shoryuken. I don't remember which armor they want me to take. I will take the Hawk armor, just in case. So you might be wondering, oh, what ability do we get for Mega Man X3? Is it the Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku? Oh, right, all other ride armors blow up in water. Oops. Like I said, there's usually only like 1 or 2 water stages. But then those 1 or 2 water stages, you're equipped. Why can't I use the ride armor platform? Excuse me? Do I have to make sure that the ride armor explodes? No, it's gone. Is it the Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku? Is it the, I don't know, Sonic Boom? I can't think of many other, Spinning Bird Kick? I don't know why it's not letting me use the ride armor platform, but I want the ride armor. Let me have the ride armor. Oh, let me check how many lives I have. Oh, okay, cool. I was about to say, I didn't just, like, use up my last spare life, did I? Have you ever considered doing a speedrun? Well, funny you mentioned that. I actually, considered doing a speedrun of Mega Man X1. I learned some of the casual speedrun tricks, not like major skips or anything. Mainly just things that cut down on backtracking, which I actually did in my stream of Mega Man X1 if you want to check out the channel, shameless plug. The link to the stream archives playlist is in the description, and why can't I use that friggin' ride armor? It's discriminating against me. Well, it's a good thing that we have the double jump, or double jump, the double air dash. Okay. But X, I'm on my way. I more so prefer doing more speedruns of the original Sonic games, because those were the games that I grew up playing. Ah, nice. No, no. What? Why can't Zero use the sub-tanks? I saved after that last Doppler stage, right? Because if I didn't, I'm going to be so upset with myself. Oh, but I digress. Oh no. Are you kidding me? If I fail and have to reload, I have to start from Doppler stage 1? Well, you know what, chat? We're just going to play through all of it today. Because, unless on December 25th, I play through this on my own time and get to where we were before, I don't want to have to do all this again. Yep. Okay, good. Excuse me, jump! What was that? I got stuck on the wall! I couldn't do anything about that. Alright, I grew up playing the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Those are probably my favorite games. Partially due to nostalgia, partially just because I think that those are legitimately good games. In fact, I play Sonic the Hedgehog 1 yearly. And have been thinking about just doing casual sort of live streams, doing my yearly run of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. But that is the closest I've gotten to legitimately doing speedruns of games. Right. There we go. Don't know what happened the first time. That was confusing. But to answer your question, kind of. I've only really ever looked into doing a speedrun of the first game. Hey look, all that dialogue that it thinks that we haven't read before. What's your opinion on Sonic Frontiers? I'm trying not to fall into recency bias, but honestly it's one of my favorite Sonic games since Sonic Unleashed. And also, both of which I have streamed on this channel, MaxCVA. Once again, link to stream archives is in the description. In fact, I am planning on doing more streams, obviously when the DLC comes out, but just doing some mod showcases, or even just making that a video. Because any excuse to just start playing that game again is one that I'm going to take. At this point, when I'm farming health, I just bop, or have my head on a swivel between chat and the actual game. Because I'm gonna be honest, just hopping between those two enemies doesn't take much brain power, so I take that time to sort of answer questions, which I very much appreciate you having a lot of questions. Good luck, X. Take this thing that you just had, but game was stupid and didn't didn't save progress even after you saved. I have a question for the members of the chat. When you play a game, do you play it primarily for its gameplay or its story? Which, I'm not saying either is better or worse than the other. Everybody gets something different out of the games they play, and it could be, you know, people play games for, you know, sort of the aesthetic they give off, and like a warm, inviting, nostalgic feeling. Some people play it just because they think it looks pretty. Some people play the games, like I said, for the gameplay. Some people play it for the story. All of them are, all my sub-tanks are drained. Alright, let's go. That's legitimately upsetting. I think Race Splasher is this dude's weakness. Either that or Parasitic Bomb, maybe? Depends. Hello Neighbor more for the story. Hat in Time more for the gameplay. That's very fair. Oh, man said no. Which version of, what do you call it? Hello Neighbor, do you play? God, the frame rate does not like this dude. Okay. I don't actually know what this dude's weakness is. Oh, I meant like, do you play the final version or, well, I guess if you're playing Hello Neighbor 2, then, well, no, those still had public alphas. Because, like, a lot of people play Hello Neighbor 1, and when they do, they play typically, like, Beta 2 or 3. A lot of people don't like the final product. Pardon me for, fair enough. Pardon me for taking a minute to eat. I apologize if the noise is disgusting. I can't believe they got rid of all the energy in my sub-tanks. That legitimately made me upset. I understand that the way they probably did it was they just took the password system from the original game and then had the save system save whatever the most recent password was. But at the same time, I feel like they could have added a bit more minutes, that way you won't have to restart from the very beginning of the castle stages if you use the save system. But hey, I might just be asking for a bit too much. Anyway, let's go fight that boss. And I'll just use the normal buster on this part. Oh, still likes the hell out of the game. There we go. Does that even hit you? I have a hard time believing that that is your weakness. Okay, I mean, that does damage to it. Ah. Ray Splasher, are you? No. I mean, just tried gravity well. I wasn't paying attention, was that it? No. This thing has to have a weakness, right? No. Cool. It's, Tornado Fang. And if it isn't, I'm saying it is. There we go. Why did I have so much more trouble with that one now? Look at that. Doppler stage 1. I saved. Is it gonna do anything? No. Apparently not. Just makes me feel better, I guess. So I guess before the final boss, we'll take a minute so I can eat and chat. If y'all have any more questions for me, I'll happily answer them once my mouth isn't full. Just cause Kaiser Sigma is one that I am definitely not facing without full sub-tanks. Hey look! We can use this platform again. Seriously, that was so strange why it stopped me from being able to use it before. Come on. These torpedoes are... It's nice that they're homing. But, that's pretty much all they're good for. They aren't very... effective, I'll say. Alright. Let's try this again. And be careful not to get caught. Because that's just an instant kill. And I don't... This game doesn't have any save states. There we go. So, the one... the one Maverick that Zero is able to fight. And even though it killed Zero before, it didn't kill him the right way. That was so dumb. What was that explosion? Zero! Are you okay? Sorry, X. I failed. It seems like my power generator is damaged. I'll try and make it back to Dr. Kane's lab for repairs. You can't tell what's waiting for you, X. You better take my beam saber with you. Crush them all, X. You're our last hope. Yes, with that, we get the Z saber. So now we have purple and green instead of orange. And it's even cooler than when Zero uses it. Unlike in Mega Man X6 for some reason. Because we get a cool projectile from ours. And that is the ultimate weapon in this game. As you can tell, you do not need to be at full health in order to use it. But as, I guess, sort of a balancing thing, well, one, you lose it whenever you take damage when the Z Saber charge is ready. Hold up. Oh, that was so close. Do you not regain health while sitting on... Oh, you do. So you don't regain health while charging up your buster, even if you're not moving. Okay, good to know. I keep brushing my face against the spikes, and I need to not do that. No! So, like, Sigma, tower climb. Let's talk, chat. Mainly because I'm very hungry, and that irritated the crap out of me. If y'all have been here for multiple streams, what do you think of the Mega Man X series so far? Or if you've just played them yourselves, what do you think of Mega Man X3? I agree. Alright, let me get this away from the mic. You know what? We'll call the charging there for now. So, fun fact. In the August prototype that I keep mentioning throughout this stream, these platforms were actually shorter. As precarious as they are right now, they were even worse during development. 1 and 2 are really hard though. Yeah, that's fair. It certainly takes a bit of getting used to. I've certainly game overed in all of these games. I do not claim to be an expert. And you know what? Because I can just tank the damage, I'm not even gonna bother going over to that other one. Ooh! I was playing with fire there. for those of you who have played the later Mega Man X games, what do y'all think of those? I know I've been alluding to a lot of mechanics and whatnot that started off in this game that then get later iterated upon in the sequels. But, you know, a lot of people don't really give this game that credit. And so I want to know what people sort of think of those things. Right. This boss is what replaces Vile Mark II. Had we not beaten him with his weakness, he would have been right here. However, this thing is so much easier than Vile Mark II. Why did you... it's super hard. Fair enough. There we go. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the Z-Saber, is because it shreds through bosses. It doesn't matter that it isn't a one-shot, it might as well be. And it's funny because in Mega Man X6, Mega Man X gets the Z-Saber again. It's not nearly as good when he does it the second time. I understand that they didn't want it to be, you know, this super weapon level difficult like they had it here. But still, it makes me laugh. We have our good old friend Blizzard Buffalo. Ah, you jerk. Now let me test something. So you do glow green. You can. Now come here, buddy. I got something I want to say to you. Goodbye. Yep. Come on, what happened to chat? Come back. There we go. Chat went dark on my phone for a second. Oh, I was hoping I could get an extra life. Dang it. Do we have... No, okay, I was about to say... Do we have Tunnel Rhino? Are we going to accidentally do these in the order that we fought them in? Of course. He activates his invincibility as soon as I go to attack him. Alright, come on. Yeah! Message retracted. There we go. Once again, Z-Saber, not a one-shot, might as well be. What's the hardest fight in the entire series? Now that's a great question. Now, that depends on how you see difficulty in these games. Because if it's just a whole bunch of bottomless pits around, it might as well just be the Sigma fight from Mega Man X7. Because that thing just goes wild with the amount of bottomless pits they put everywhere. The death count. Like, my personal death count through this playthrough, I don't know. Skill level required. I would probably say, once again, barring Mega Man X command mission, because that's an RPG and I don't think it's really fair to compare platforming bosses to a RPG boss. Because that's a very different set of skills. I would probably say the final, like the true final boss of Mega Man X8. Oh, he thinks he's doing something. That's cute. But if you haven't actually played that game yet, and hey, don't worry, I'll be streaming it at some point soon. I mean, we're almost halfway there. Halfway there. Halfway there. Just in case you don't know anything about the story, I'm not going to spoil who the actual final boss is. But yeah, that one took a while for me to actually finish properly. So I'd probably say that has my personal vote for hardest in the series. If we were going back to like Mega Man, like classic, I'd probably say Wily Machine number 7. Screw Wily Machine number 7. Whenever I play through the Mega Man games, like the classic series, I don't touch Wily Machine 7. I give it a good few tries. I stock up with everything I possibly can. And then I go, you know what? It isn't worth it. I've already beaten it. I have nothing to prove. But of course, that means when I inevitably play the classic series on stream or in some fashion on my channel, I am going to have to confront Wily Machine number 7 again. As much as I don't want to. Ah. Yeah. It makes me laugh when I can just make the boss run into the Z-Saber. Dang it. There we go. The Mega Man Zero series, I haven't beaten all the games and I've only really played through them once, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. The hardest thing in the Mega Man Legends series is accepting the fact that we're probably never going to get Mega Man Legends 3. As much as that physically pains me to say. Because I love the Legends series. ZX series. once again, I have beaten both of them, but I've only played through them once, so I don't remember many of the bosses. I just remembered that I liked ZX more than the Mega Man Zero series. And then the Battle Network and Star Force series, I just never really got into personally, so I'll probably give them a try with the Battle Network Legacy Collection coming out, but, well, we'll see. Look at this cheeky little catfish. Anyway, so it does that, charges at you. Goodbye. Alright. So we are almost done. I know I said I gave myself a time limit of 9 p.m., but as long as we don't go too far past that, I'm fine with just finishing up this game tonight. Also because YouTube is just like, hey, creators, why don't you make more shorts? I made my first YouTube short that premiered today. I was actually very proud of it. And there's actually quite a bit of story behind it. So, around 2 or 3 days ago, I went on a walk. Nothing too fancy, you know. I just wanted to clear my mind. And I ended up stumbling across a CRT TV. And I go, well, that's odd. It's just kind of out here in the middle of the road. Well, obviously not like road. It was on the side of the road, for like the garbage truck to pick up and whatnot. And it was raining, and it was on its side in the mud. And so I go, what are the odds, you know? I waited around, some people came out, and then it's just like, yeah, no, go ahead. Like, we don't care. So I took the CRT home. That that took a bit of doing, because I don't have a car. And, like, I find it at, like, 7 o'clock, and at 7:40, somebody responded, one of my friends responded, and gave me a ride. Because I was about halfway home, and I was just like, oh, this thing is going to kill me. So, I get it home, I clean it up. I don't take it apart or anything, just because, you know, at this point it's like 8 o'clock at night, I have work at 3 in the morning, or 3:30 in the morning. Oh, at this point I can just leave, right? Yeah! Get out of here. I clean it up, I let it dry out overnight. And then the next day, I'm hanging out with my best friend. And we go, hey, want to test out the CRT TV? And so I plug in my Model 1 Sega Genesis, put in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, turn on the TV turns on. I grab an old Galaxy S4 Mini out of my junk drawer. Well, not junk drawer, but sort of tech that I don't really use very much drawer. And I get a universal remote app. I hook it up, and I'm able to switch the TVs, or I'm able to switch the channels and whatnot, and I have control of the TV. And so we switch to video 2, where the input is, and it works. And I was so glad, because the day before, I was actually talking to my mom, because, you know, we were hanging out, for various reasons. Kind of personal, don't want to get into it. And I was just like, you know, one thing that I guess I wasn't really thinking about until recently is I kind of want one of those old CRT TVs, you know, one of those old tube TVs. Because they're really good for older games. And of course, this is emulated on the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. Please support the official release. But, you know, it has really nice, soft-looking image. You don't have any input lag with it. You get, you know, 240p and 480i content with the sort of resolution switching. You don't have to worry about it. I've been waiting. Nope, that's not the voice. I've been waiting for you. Whatever. I've been waiting for you, X. I'm Dr. Doppler. I've been watching your battles lately. Your victories over my men have been most impressive. I need superior Reploids like yourself, X. I offer you the chance to join us. Together we shall build a utopia where Reploids rule under the watchful eyes of Sigma, our lord and master. No way, Doc. Your schemes end here and now. Perhaps you are not as smart as I once thought. Prepare to be ripped apart and to be born again as part of the new body of Sigma. Also, I apologize if I peaked the mic with that. Excuse me? Did I, like, just barely miss him? Also, fun fact, when he puts up that little angel barrier you saw, any damage that you're actively dealing to him will instead heal him. So, oh no, he healed up. And I just barely missed. There we go. I don't remember what voice I gave Dr. Doppler, but I guess this voice will do. You are strong, X. Strong enough to defeat Sigma. Doppler, can you talk? Seriously, this translation's so bad. Sigma's true form is that of a computer virus. I was corrupted by him and I created a horrific new body for him. Where's the body now? It's in the underground hangar of this lab. I don't think Sigma has occupied it yet. Don't worry about me. Destroy the body before it's too late. Time is running out. Thanks, Doc. Hey, it didn't blow up. We finally learned how to defeat an enemy without making him blow up. I am proud of us, X. Right. So I swear this will be the last time I will mention the August prototype. Mainly because this is the end of the game. First off, they had the, once again, like, Neo Sigma body, I believe it was called, from Mega Man X2 in the tube in the background. And then obviously they changed it out for, you know, what they wanted to do for this game. Which I believe is Kaiser Sigma. Kaiser, uppercut. Right. Ooh! We meet again,
X. It was easy to corrupt that fool, Doppler. And I would have succeeded if you hadn't interfered. But we are always destined to meet, aren't we, X? Let the eternal struggle begin.
So, yeah. The August prototype had a more on-model looking Sigma. So it's funny that out of all the, like, prototype things, we had a more complete Sigma than we have here. Because this very much looks off-model. He looks way too small. It actually fits how some of the Mavericks looked. In the prototype. And that's why, you know, conspiracy theory as it is, I think they accidentally put the prototype Sigma in here instead of what was clearly supposed to be the final look. I would very much recommend going to the cutting room floor and looking at the August prototype. In fact, after this stream, I will make sure to link it in the description myself, just below the Stream Archives playlist link. So look out for that. Wow, we meet again, X. Look at that. Remember how I was praising this game for skipping dialogue boxes that it knows we would have seen already? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda did it because I knew that if you die to Kaiser Sigma here, that the game doesn't do that. And it's inconsistent and very annoying. There we go. Alright, so that's phase 1 done. Are we having fun yet? Now, I'm not a big fan of this final boss.
Well done, X. But I'm far stronger than my previous forms.
He ain't lying.
Behold the power of the ultimate battle body.
So this thing can be kind of confusing on what you're supposed to hit. Because you would think, oh, you just attack Sigma's face, right? Well, problem with that is that it's hard to hit it. I would say aim for the exhausts. Aim higher than you think you need to. And also, don't be afraid to use as many sub-tanks as you need. Why does it do that when because they didn't have an animation for launching the Z-Saber on the wall. I'm mad. I'm big mad. Oh, well, that's not great. There we go. Just one more clean Z-Saber shot. Come on! Ah! I just barely missed. Ah. Although one thing that I do like is he can destroy his own shots. Right. So, I don't know if y'all can see my Steam achievements, but it said, it's over. Right? And that is because, well, it's not over.
No, it can't be. I can't even defeat you with this magnificent body. There seems to be only one choice now. I'll possess you.
Well. Oh, nice. Thanks, Sigma. You know, for someone who's trying to possess me, that sure looks a lot like you're trying to just drown me in lava. I don't know if that's possession juice. Damn! It's a dead end! And then look at that little face.
Give up, X. I'll possess your body and rule the whole world.
And so now this is actually a different ending than you would have gotten if you had let Zero live. Or if you had not taken the Zet Saber.
Your Doppler. How did you obtain this?
How do you feel now, Sigma? Did you like my special vaccine for the Sigma virus? This isn't the Doppler voice again. X, I'm so sorry to have given you so much trouble. I know I can never really atone for what I have done. No, that's just the Dr. Kane voice. But I will try to set things right by taking Sigma with me.
My program is fading.
X, it's time to say goodbye. Now, I believe this is the quote-unquote canon ending. I don't like the term canon. It gets people unnecessarily riled up. But the ending that the later games go with is that Dr. Doppler sacrificed himself for this. If you had let Zero stay, he would have come in and used his Zet Saber to destroy the Sigma virus somehow.
X had crushed Sigma's plan once again. But many questions still occupy his mind.
And this is another victim of the poor translation.
Why must humans fight against Reploids? And why must Reploids fight against each other?
Because it accidentally spoils events later in the series. As X stares at the burning remnants of Doppler's lab, his body trembles from an unknown sorrow.
What does fate have in store for me, he wonders. He can only hope that someday Dr. Light's plan for him will finally be revealed. Unknown to X, his destiny had already been decided. To save mankind, he must
destroy Zero? Yeah, so apparently the original Japanese line is, he questioned if he would have to fight his best friend Zero. But only time will tell when and why. So, yeah, oops. Spoilers, I guess.
But hey, that was Mega Man X3.
Once again, I very much enjoy this game. It added in concepts like multiple playable characters, being able to tag out between characters in the middle of stages. You know, you have alternate endings depending on what routes you take and who you spare versus kill. You have the plot point they were trying to set up, but hilariously fumbled in the English translation of X and Zero fighting. You have X taking Zero's Zet Saber when he cannot fight anymore. You know, just all of these things that went to appear later on in the series, done here. Oh, of course, N stands for Chimera. Of course. Duh. Right, I digress. You know, it's really nice seeing these seeds being planted. And of course, it helps that I think the game is relatively well designed. Of course, like I said, no game is perfect, nor do I think really anything should be. If anything and everything were perfect, then anything and everything would get boring. But, you know, especially for their first attempt at making a mainline Mega Man X game, I gotta say, what's their name? It's in my brain vault somewhere. Something engineering. Something... Minakuchi Engineering. That's what it was. For their first shot at a mainline Mega Man X game, I'd say they did a really good job. In fact, before I looked it up, I just thought it was another Capcom-made game. Like, obviously, Capcom oversaw the project. Yeah, God Car Machine O Inari. Oh, irony. Bio Mark II. Look at that jerk. Clearly, he's never gonna come back in this series again. Dr. Doppler, the man of many accents. And of course, after stream ends, like I said, I will update the description with the link to the cutting room floor page for the August prototype of Mega Man X3, just in case you are curious about all the stuff that I have been rambling on about throughout this stream. And you. Oh, also, if you didn't have Zero face the mini-boss, he would be running alongside you here. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed. Anybody who caught this stream, caught any streams in the past, you know, who stumbled across my YouTube short, my YouTube video. Either way, I hope you all are having a fantastic day, night, evening, afternoon, whenever you decide to watch this, whatever time zone it is for you right now. This has been Max CVA, also known as Fiyoko the Leader. Peace.